Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This video is all about Trello and how to use it for beginners. So if you've tried using a project management tool before and it's overwhelming and the blank canvas kind of just freaks you out and you don't know where to start, then you've come to the right spot. So tune in for this video. I'm going to show you exactly my system that I use when I'm starting projects with my team, and also how I set up my SOPs within Trello as well, which is a golden nugget in itself. You can easily set up your projects and work with a team in Trello. I'm going to show you exactly how, so stick around for this video. Okay, hello and welcome to this little screencast on how to use Trello for beginners. So basically what I did is typed in sign up Trello into Google, and this is the first thing that came up. Pretty self-explanatory. You put in your email and you can sign up, and that's how it's going to be step by step walking you through how to start your account up. Okay, pretty generalized with this kind of software. You can also just use any of these three ways to also sign up. So you might just want to sign up with your Google account, depends on your personal preference. So once you have signed up and you've got that account there, what it's going to do is it's going to create you this home page. Come back to Trello here. You've got this home page here. We've got all of your boards. This is the free version. The free version of Trello is very valuable, I find. And I don't really believe you need the paid version until you've maybe got some hunky-dory team and it's something that you're using day in and day out, and you've got projects are multifaceted and you need those paid features. But for the most part, the free features will suffice. I think they are more than good enough for any business. So if you're coming in here, I'm going to take you guys through just a basic project management system. And so you're going to get three for each different workspace. You're going to get 8 boards that you can play with. Now look, I've used Trello for project management. I've used it for onboarding clients. I've used it to set up SOPs. I use it for messaging templates because I do have virtual assistants that have book appointments for me. And so we've got a whole entire messaging template and SOP sequence there, standard operating procedures. So it's really quite diverse and dynamic, and you can use it for whatever feels good and makes sense for you to use it for within your business. Today, we're going to go through the project management. So this is the second screencast I'm doing because the other one wanted to stay on the one tab. So I've had to restart it. So what I've done here is I've just created this new board for you here. Okay. And what you want to do is basically for a very, very just straightforward starting spot for a project management system, you can have 3 different columns: to do, in progress, and complete. Now in Trello, if you want to add these in, what you're going to do is just come in here and say to do, enter, and then you've got your list. So the beauty of this thing as well is I've just put an example in here, onboarding new client Sally. So this is what you call a card. So if I've come in here on Monday or my sales team has come in here and they've just landed this new client Sally, they might come in here and they put in onboarding new client Sally. And then we're going to go over here and slide it over into this in progress column here. Okay, so that everyone in the team, including yourself, knows where we are in this process. Once we've officially onboarded our client Sally and we've gone through and we've ticked all these boxes on the onboarding checklist, that's when we can go over and we can knock her over into complete. And we're like, okay, cool. Now we've onboarded client Sally and the whole entire team knows. Okay. So it's keeping everybody on the same wavelength within your business, especially as you start to get a lot more clients, you start to have a lot more projects, and there's lots of things going on, which evolves over time within businesses, and it's ever changing as well. And so that's why I love, and I kind of geek out on a lot of the mechanical stuff. I'm very much a creator when it comes to business stuff, but my second strongest feature there is also mechanics. So I'm going to come in here and show you how just to do this card again because the other one didn't work. So if I might be onboarding Johnny now, so press enter and we've got that card there. So if I'm going to come on here, onboarding Johnny, what you can do here as well is you can also add members to the card from here, or you can alternatively invite people here. So you might just put their email address here. If they're not within this database and already connected in Trello with that email address, it's just going to invite them. So it will send them an invite link to actually sign up with that email address anyway. Now with all of my team members, I don't like to use any of their personal email addresses. I like them to, whenever we get somebody new on board, we always get them to create a new email address that's something relatable to do with my business, and we use that email address for all interactions within the business. So you either send them, put their email in here and it sends them an email, or you can create a link and send them the link directly and say sign up here. So that's how you can invite your new members. Now and there's a few different ways. You can either have it private, public, or just invite them to the workspace as well, which is what you actually do from the home page. You can either do it from the home page if that's where you're originally setting up the board, or you can click to it from here as well. So if you go to workplace visibility, it's either private, so only you and the people on this board can see it, or the workspace. So everybody, I just like to do workspace because everyone that's in the workspace is people that I've invited anyway, and I don't have to worry about going and giving them access. And organization, that's a paid feature. And then public, if it's on public, anyone basically on Google can search for that. So it's up to you whether you want to, how you want to have that set up. So if we come back here into this card, we've gone through our members there and how you can invite different members, and then we've got labels here. So I was just explaining before, it really depends on how you want to label things. I'm pretty organized in the back end of my business, and I generally categorize my business in 6 main categories. If you go to my Google Drive space, you'll see that my shared business drive with everyone in my team, we have marketing and lead gen, we have sales, delivery and product, operations, finance, and team. And pretty much everything, I don't include mindset in this because I'm not going to have a folder just for mindset. This is mostly just the operations, right? So these 6 folders here, you can essentially fit everything within your entity or your business within these 6 categories here. Okay, and I just find I use this across Asana, across Trello. I use it when I'm labeling things like my screencasts and whatnot as well. I just because I've got everyone in different, I've got someone that supports me in this area. I've got someone who supports me in this area, someone different in this area. So everyone generally supports me in different areas of here. You might have 1 or 2 people that support you in all 6 of these areas. As you begin to expand and grow, these become a little bit more segregated, and you start to, like, I've got my accountant and bookkeeper that's mostly in the finance, right? She's not helping me out at all with the marketing or the sales or the delivery and the product. Okay, a little bit on the ops, a little bit on the team. So that's how I like to organize things on my back end, and that's how I organize things with my labels as well. So you can use these labels, and onboarding Johnny, for me, this is going to be part of the delivery. So I can put that in there as delivery. This is urgent as well because we, once we've landed a client, we don't want to leave them hanging. We want to be checking in and making sure they feel fully supported, and making sure that we're ticking all of the boxes and going above and beyond to meet their expectations. Now, another thing that you can use to distinguish the high revenue generating tasks is just using these different money signs. Okay, so if this is something, for example, if you're the business owner and founder, maybe following a podcast outreach workflow is going to be a high cash making task for you, and so you might want to put that on, okay, just to distinguish that. And then all these lower end tasks, okay, these ones that aren't really conducive to profit making or cash generating, you just want to put the single dollar sign, and this might be something that you delegate, to an inside team member, or something that you outsource entirely to another company or an agency. So that just helps you to get fair and square on where your time is best spent, because we all know that our time as founders and as business owners is going to be better spent here. And then we can leverage the beautiful world of automation and delegation with these tasks over here. So that's how the labels work. Next, we're going to go through checklists. So checklists, pretty straightforward. So if I'm onboarding Johnny, I might call this onboarding checklist, and then add it over here. So for onboarding checklist, I might have something in there like add to onboarding email sequence in active campaign. Okay. And for that, I might assign the person. That's the paid feature. Okay, so if you're wanting to assign people in here, then you can go ahead and do that paid feature. The other thing is you can just write in the activity here and detail whose role is what as well, if you want to do it that way. Add onboarding email sequence in active campaign. Okay, so I've just gone through and put a few of the general things that we're looking at when we're onboarding our new clients. So this is going to be different for all of you, depending on your niche, depending on your industry, and the service that you're providing as well. So once you've got this onboarding checklist, you can come through and you can, you've got this nice little visual bar here as well. Oh, I love that it's on the 10% as well. These nice little angel numbers. Oh, it's changing now. There we go. So you can come through and then you've got that visual checklist as well. Everyone is motivated by different ways of working. A lot of people respond very well to visual. Okay, so if you've got, like me personally, I've always got a new checklist at the start of the week. I follow the Eisenhower Matrix checklist, which I won't get into. Feel free to Google it, and that's how I get my shit done. That's how I do my to-dos. And this is just another great way of having that visual motivation there. Okay, there's something, and there's been so many studies on this, that having something to actually tick as you go along is very, very motivating, and you feel accomplished at the end of it, which means the next project or the next task that you're doing, you're not going to feel, you're going to feel more oomph in getting started into that project or that task there, because you know that at the end of it, it feels like accomplishment. That's how the checklist looks. Now, these checklists as well, now if you go to another board, if you start up another card here, and then you're now going to have this checklist already there. I might come in here, copy items from here. I've already got this onboarding checklist, add, and then we've got that same checklist there. Okay, so you don't need to, it's really great in the way that you don't need to just reinvent the wheel every single time. There's a lot of copy and paste stuff that you can do within Trello, which you'll just explore as you go along and figure out along the way. Now, if you want to have due dates as well, so if we're onboarding Johnny, I want to make sure that Johnny's fully onboarded by next week. So we're going to give him a week completely to get onboarded and have everything signed in and checked up and all the rest of it. Okay, we don't want to leave it any longer than that because it will dwindle and we may lose this client. Okay, so we want to work with some time here and have some due dates. And we know that due dates are really important for meeting deadlines as well when you're working within teams. Now, attachments here. So if you're using the attachments, you can attach various different things here. I use Google Drive mostly. You can also just attach a link here, like a website URL. So if I was to, I'll just put our website here, speedupco.com, and TSU website. Whoop. Attach. It's just like another reference point, another resource. So if they're clicking on here, I mean, the website is just a very bad example, but I might in my Google Drive, I likely in there have some sort of an onboarding brief or a checklist. Okay. And so if they want to dive a little bit deeper into that, they can check that attachment out. There you go. Of course, I have a SOP for that. So we've got SOP client onboarding. So I might just go ahead and get that link as well. That's another way of putting it in there just directly, is coming and getting that link, coming in here, and then you can just paste that in here as well. Add attachment, onboarding SOP. I might have that there. Okay. Once you've put in your link here, what you can do is click here and then you can sign up with your email address. What that'll do is connect it to your Google Drive, and then you can see here that it's the onboarding SOP that I've put there. And because that's a restricted file, you can't see the name of it, but usually if you had it on public or if you had it shared with your team members, you'll be able to see the name of the actual folder there as well. Additionally, you can also add in Google Drive links down here. Feel free to just play around with that and see how that fits in with your workflow. I like to just keep the resources up here separately and then have the onboarding checklist here. And then I might have some directions in the description here. So I might say, please read the onboarding SOP thoroughly before starting the checklist. Okay, so I'm directing my team that this is what I want you to do. In order to be able to do this checklist well and more in depth, you're going to have to go and check out this onboarding SOP, this standard operating procedure first. So I'll save that there. And the other thing is you can actually make these Trello boards very visually appealing. So I can put a cover in here and I might search for photos. I might just type in client and see what comes up and have that there. Okay, and then from there, that's it. So we've got the visual picture over there, which is great because that's also like a bit of a trigger. Like whenever we see that picture, we're like, okay, cool, this is onboarding a client. And then there's a few actions here as well that you can do. So for example, the onboarding checklist. So you might want to move this over a completely different card, or you might want to copy it. You can make it into a template. You can watch it, which, like for example, if I was to like put the link of a video in here, you could actually star that as something that there's something in here that within here that you need to watch. And then that's going to come up over on, as you can see on this side here, there's a little symbol there with an eye. So just as you're glancing over, just with a glimpse, you can see, okay, cool, this is something that like within here, there's a video that I need to watch. Obviously the share button and also the archive. So once you've archived it, you're not deleting it forever. This is the beauty of it. It's like in Gmail as well. When you archive things, you can still easily search for it. It's not hiding in the abyss, nowhere to be seen ever again. You can simply type in a couple of keywords and then get up that thing that you want to dig up. That's how you create your cards. Okay, you can also change the background here as well. I didn't mention that in the beginning because I quite liked the look of this background, but if you are wanting to change the overall look of this board, that is something that you can do as well. So over on the right hand side here, you've got these 3 dots here, show menu. When you click that, you get this menu that pops out here, and there's a few different things that you can just play around with and familiarize yourself with, basically. Firstly, if you want to change the background color, you can come in here, you can add your own photo, or you can just choose something that's kind of standard and generic in here as well. If you click more here, you'll see that there's quite a few things to go through and have a look at. We've gone through most of these, like the labels and the archive items and whatnot as well, but you can see that you can actually generate an email specific to this board as well. So that would be handy with funnels and automations and things like that as well, and keeping things in sync. And then you've got more power-ups. So if you click on these power-ups, you can, some of them are free, some of them are paid, but you can click on them and see what's going to be useful for your workspace. So you might use things like ActiveCampaign or Slack, or you might want to integrate it with Asana if you're using Asana as well. And so you might find, power-ups is just another fancy word for integrations, really. What I love about this is that it's a pipeline, it's linear, it goes from left to right. So once we've onboarded Johnny, we can put Johnny over into this middle one here, in progress. So we're in progress of onboarding Johnny. And you can see here, there's like just a little screenshot of where we're at with that. So we've actually got 9 out of 9 tasks for Johnny done. So we can go ahead and put him over into complete. Little old Sally over here, she's 0 out of 5. So we've still got a few more checklist points before we can put her over into complete there. Now this board will evolve over time. It doesn't just need to stay within these 3 columns here, okay? If you go over to, I'll show you one of my boards that I've used in the past for project management and how that actually looks. So if you want to get back to your boards as well, a great way is to just get this little, you see this little arrow that's hanging out here on the left hand side? You can click that and you can go to any of your previous boards from here. So that's one way of looking at it. Another way is to just simply click on the Trello space up here. It will take you to the home screen and the board screen here. And then another way is to just click this workspaces drop down, and you can click it directly on there. There's a few different ways to get back to where all of your boards are. If I'm back on my home page here and I want to show you guys the project and weekly planner, I can click on this one down here. And this is just kind of a snapshot of what a project on the go might look like for you. With my team, we have what we call epics, quarterly goals. So we might want to grow email list by 500 for that quarter, or build a Facebook audience to get 12 new clients. Another example is create and launch a small group coaching program. So with that, I've got a separate column for each of these different epics. And then we have a celebration and done card as well. So this is just another way of putting together a project, depending on how many things you've got on the go as well. This format here might be more useful for you. So if you've got week 1 tasks here, this is my checklist and what I'm doing for the course creation plan. And this is what my team member is helping me out with. And we can go through, and then once they're done and they're checked off, we can get the visual there of when they're all done as well. So once week 1 is done, we can go over and we can put that into celebrate and done. And so we start to have this really beautiful visual of what's happening within our business, and it all starts to make sense. I will say, go through and do a screencast or have a meeting if you are working with other team members. Make sure that you relay to them how you want this board to operate. If you just create a board and you say we're using this for this project and they've never used it before, I can guarantee you it's not going to get used and it's going to be a disaster. And then you've got to put all this time and energy into creating this big, beautiful board, and it's not really collaborative. You know, your team's not collaborating. So just make sure that you lay it out what's expected and how you want it to operate. And then from there, you just kind of trial and error with your team. And before you know it, you'll be into a nice little rhythm and things will be working smoothly and you'll be super organized, which is great when you're running a business, right? So you can even use these boards to like if you've got a new client coming on and you want to explain how it looks within your business and whatever the services that you're providing, you can use Trello, like create your own Trello board to actually share with them. So you have this start here section, and you can go through all the start here, and then you've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 these 4 different sections explaining to them step by step how it is that your service works. And so you might want to create a screencast just to explain to them what it is, but you can use it in this way as well. It doesn't have to be just project management in Trello. I've got these messaging templates that I use with my team here because I've got got appointment setters that are sending out all these different messages to people to get my calendar filled every single week. And this is what it looks like. Okay, so we've got follow-up, landing clients, random responses, Facebook groups. It's just evolved over time. It's pretty gnarly. And this is kind of like the Bible for them. Okay, this is what they're using day in and day out to stay on track and make sure that, you know, they're meeting their key performance indexes, their KPIs, and that we are hitting goals together as a team. That's the ultimate outcome of starting any project management or using any project management systems, to get shit done and get it done well. So that's a little tutorial on how you can start your own project management system. If you would like to have access to this project and weekly planner, just leave us a comment below, and I read those comments every single day. I'm checking them all the time and responding. So if you just put comment down there, project management system, I will get this over to you within a jiffy, and then you can download that or copy that board even and use it for yourself. So now you know exactly how to set up your own Trello board. Yay, that's exciting, right? It's like a name it to tame it type thing. It's not so scary. Cool. Now, if you guys do want access to my exact templates that you saw in this video as well when it comes to setting up projects, just drop a comment below. Only take a couple of seconds and just write Trello or something. I check these comments every single day, and so does my team. So once you comment below, I'll shoot that through to you ASAP, and it will be in your inbox in no time. Thank you so much for giving me your valuable time as you've gone through and you've watched this video, and I hope you value the time and effort that I put into making these videos as well. You can show your appreciation by giving me a thumbs up, a like on this video, and also subscribe. It helps me to reach more people like you. And if you can think of anyone that might benefit from this, then send this video and share it with a friend as well. Now, you don't want to be this. Be sure to hit the notification bell so that you can get my next video where I'm going to share my journey to 60K months over the last couple of years and how I got there. I haven't shared this story yet, so be sure to hit that notification bell, and you guys will be the first ones to get that video come out. In the meantime, check out a couple of these videos. This one's a cracker here on time management, which I did the other week. Really helpful stuff. Again, thank you so much for your time, and I will see you on the next one.